Oh, baby. Ooh, yeah. Come on. Yes, nice. Holy smokes. Oh, what's up guys? Welcome to Barrookie. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this contraption here. It's inspired by the Armaid. This is going to blow away your golfer's and tennis elbow, and it's going to resolve all the tightness in your forearms and your upper arms. So this is going to be epic. And with some scrap wood that I had laying around, I made this one for under 15 euros. Let's go! So I'm on a journey to get to that one-arm pull-up, and in doing so, I attracted a nasty case of golfer's elbow. And a way to resolve this is by massaging the heck out of this muscle and then re-strengthening it. Now, having this, I was also browsing the Rogue website, as I do so often, and I came across the Armaid. It's basically a product that you put on your lap, and then you like shove your arm through it, and it massages your arm, and it can dig really deep into those muscles. And when I saw this, I was like, I need to get this. Until I realized that I was on the Rogue website and things cost a lot of money. So my brain got right into DIY mode. Developing, designing, how can I make this for cheaper? So two characteristics of the Armaid are a roller on one side and some balls that dig deep into your skin on the other side. And I thought for that roller I could go with a paint roller, which I actually used, and for the balls I could use like some wheels, but I wasn't really sure which one to get. So I went to the hardware store and I bought a small paint roller, and I also found these wheels here that are basically like rollerblade wheels, which are very fine and can dig really deep in my skin. Because I use plywood, and plywood is the strongest if you see layers in this direction, so I had to find a way to mount these wheels to that plywood. And a way I found this was with a bracket that they use to put beams on. So it's basically a bracket that angles out, and it fitted perfectly with the wheels that I found as well. So now it was time to design the whole thing. So I had the materials, so I laid them out on a piece of paper, and I was tracing around and making sure that I found the right way and the right angle, making it organic. And one problem that we have is with this paint roller here, because a paint roller typically goes like this. And in order to get rid of that, what I did was I broke the handle off and I bended the metal so it was taking up as little space as possible. Now that I had everything, I traced it around, I cut the pieces of paper out, and I traced them onto a piece of plywood so I could cut that out with a jigsaw. Now, one unfortunate thing happened when I was cutting out these arms, and that was I cut into my workbench, which made me feel so sad, because I put a lot of work in that workbench and I want to keep it for a very long time. So it hurt. It definitely hurt. So I placed the roller into position, and then I traced around with a pencil where the metal was going to go. And then I went over with the router and made like a very small V-shaped groove into the plywood. I did that on both sides so that when I put the plywood together and the metal was in there, that there wasn't any gap showing. So we really make sure that this is nicely tucked into it. And I really didn't think that this was going to work so well. Now for the bracket here, I developed it in that way so that it came from out of the plywood outwards, so I could mount the wheels with just some bolts and some screws. So in order to make that flush as well, I used my router to just trim out the axis where the metal plate is going to come, and then just put them together. In order for it to stay together, I put a screw through the holes of the metal plate so that everything stayed connected. And as you can see, it's not going anywhere. I purposefully left the building of the base out of it in the beginning because I really wanted to eyeball and see how everything would fit before I made and constructed that base. So I recommend if you're going to make this one yourself that you do that, because you never know how wide your arm is going to be. I couldn't really calculate for that, so it was a lot better to eyeball it afterwards and then just putting it on a piece of plywood and then tracing the best shape out of it. That was a lot easier to do. I made 2 pieces, put them on either side. One side of the Armaid is fixed, just like the regular Armaid, and then one side is on a bolt that I can open up, and preferably I put another hole here and I can move this one as well. For now, it's not really necessary. I'm only massaging the thick part here of my arm, so that's what it's made for. But if you really want it to be versatile, you can drill a couple of holes on either side and you can move the thing. In order to really give this a nice finish, I used another type of plywood with some brown here. Having this routed out, I think this pops very nicely. So yes, it's not a display piece, it's just a piece to work and get your arms loose, but aesthetics is important, we all know that. So how does it feel to actually use it? Well, I think it is absolutely nice. The first day I used it, I really was bruised up on certain parts of my arm just by digging so deep into these muscles, and they really feel relaxed as well. After 1 week of having this already, it feels good. I need to use it more. I need to use it on a daily basis, which I am going to do, but it really helps. I'm not saying that the Armaid is less, but this one is definitely cheaper, and I had a blast making this. It's just awesome for me to view a product, trying to make it myself, trying to replicate it with another type of material, because this is wood and some metal hardware instead of them using plastic and like extrusion and molding and doing all the other stuff. So I really like it just to experiment with that, and it was a blast building this. But hey, if anybody of Armaid is listening and they want to send me their product for free, I'm happy to make a review and compare it to this thing here, and we'll see how well they fare. So yes, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. Let me know in the comments down below if you're going to DIY it or buy the Armaid. I'm happy to discuss. And I guess I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Paisa!